Afghanistan, a brief introduction. Afghanistan is a country located in South Central Asia, bordered by Pakistan, Iran, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan, Tajikistan, and China. Although it is located in Asia, some consider the country to be in the Middle East because of its cultural similarities and ties to the region. The landlocked country consists mostly of rugged mountains and plains. Afghanistan is filled with a wide variety of different ethnic groups, languages, and cultures. The four major ethnic groups include Pashtuns, Tajiks, Hazaras, and Uzbeks. Dari and Pashto are the first and second official languages of Afghanistan. 99% of Afghan citizens are Muslim, most of which are Sunni Muslim. However, there are also a small number of Sikhs in the country as well. The country is extremely poor, but slowly getting stronger. Its poverty is partially to blame on the country's past. Afghanistan has had an interesting and war-filled history. In 1994, after a decade-long war with the Soviet Union, the Taliban emerged into power, promising Afghans peace. The Taliban originally consisted of students of religious schools and changed Afghan society based off of strict interpretation of Sharias, also known as Islamic law. While in power, they required women to cover most of their bodies and did not allow them to go into public without a male escort. Girls were also not allowed to attend school, and non-religious music was banned. The regime maintained strict control over the country until the U.S. invaded in 2001. The United States is still occupying Afghanistan in attempts to help the country gain stability by turning the country into a democracy. However, not all Afghans like the United States' interference and find it threatening to Afghan culture. Because of this, their government is new and unstable. Although the Taliban is no longer in power, the group's presence is still noticeable in Afghanistan and remains a serious challenge for the country and its government. Today, Afghanistan is facing many serious threats, only one of them being the Taliban. Other threats include the Islamic State of Iraq, the Levant Khorasan, and Al-Qaeda. One common goal these terrorist groups have are overthrowing the Afghan government and creating an Islamic caliphate in the region. The added security, the United States and other defense forces in Afghanistan keep these groups from accomplishing these goals. Afghanistan's military, police, as well as its other security elements all fall under the military branch of Afghan National Defense and Security Forces. Individuals must be at least 18 to join. Since the U.S. invasion in 2001, Afghanistan has relied heavily on other countries for foreign aid. The country imports commodities from countries like Iran, Pakistan, and China. It relies on these places for things like food, machinery, and other goods. However, Afghanistan does produce some demanded natural resources, including petroleum, coal, copper, and sulfur. Afghanistan's economic infrastructure is very weak. Since 2001, Afghanistan's life expectancy, incomes, and literacy rate have all increased. However, they are still incredibly low. In 2015, only 38.2% of the country could read and write. The average life expectancy at birth is 51.7 years, and the unemployment rate was 35%. Afghanistan is also ranked 154th in the world for gender inequality. This, of course, is after the strict rule of the Taliban was ended and the women had more rights. These numbers show the growth of the country has made as well as how much further it needs to come. Although the country of Afghanistan has come a long way since the exchange of power from the Taliban regime to a democratic republic in 2001, it still must continue to make progress. It will take time and the continued efforts against the Taliban forces as well as other terrorist groups. The group's powers in government and society must also be diminished if the country wants to move forward. Increasing the literacy, life expectancy, and poverty rates will require Afghanistan to become more self-reliant and depend less on the powerful countries around it. However, if they were to stop receiving international aid altogether, the Taliban would regain control of Afghanistan due to the decrease in American troops and their protection. This means that the democratic republic that was in the process of getting stronger would be destroyed. If the country continues to move in this direction, there will continue to be progress in government, the economy, and quality of life in Afghanistan.